Okay. Boy, my drawers are hanging out.
There we are.
Oh,
We are here.
okay.
All right. So, oh, look at, we got 5 people here already. They've been waiting for us, Sandy. So here we go. Oh, there I am taking a drink of water. Do you need a little drink before we get going and give some people some time to get here?
Okay.
So welcome everybody to On Air with Darlene, and tell us who you are.
Me?
Oh no.
Oh, you mean that? Okay.
I'm talking to the people. Tell us who you are and where you're from. And this is a brand new experience for Sandy. So she's a little bit nervous, and that's okay.
Am I on, darling?
Yeah, you talk. They're listening.
Oh, okay.
So they see exactly what you're seeing, but they're seeing it in the Facebook page. Okay.
Okay.
And so hey, there's Doug Collins here. There we have Jerry Tong from Thailand is here.
Oh my gosh.
We got Carol Moore Smith from Alabama. We got they're coming in, they're checking in, so they're gonna be here.
Okay.
So hi, Daisy's from Toronto, and Joan Wilkinson. She's got power right now from Texas. Oh my! She said earlier she didn't know if she was gonna have power or not for the night. Malaysia, that's where Jerry is from, not Taiwan. Malaysia must be. Okay. We got Lisa Pagel. Is that your girl, Lisa? Okay. And here we are. So welcome everybody to On Air tonight. My name is Darlene Long, and I know that you all know that. And I am thrilled to be bringing you or introducing you to one of my gals that has been she's been part of this company for more than 2.5 decades. And she's of course part of Max's and my team. And her name is Sandy August, and she lives in Detroit. And she's going to talk to you about, she's one of the funniest gals that you'll ever hear in this business. For sure. And she's going to talk about, she's going to show you how she got started with this company. And certainly you're going to hear about why she is here. There's Deb Marsh from Wisconsin, and Lisa Pagel from Minnetonka, Wisconsin, I believe. Anyway, coming up from all over the place, Sandy, to hear you. And you're going to do your quickie presentation. Tell everybody why you love it. And you know what? If she starts going down the rabbit hole, guys, I'll just bring her back, okay? Because she's got a really, really important testimonial that I want her to share with you tonight. So Sandy, let's talk about, I actually met you immediately after you became a member of Enrich at that time. So Sandy comes from my heritage company, Enrich, and she has stayed here through the mergers and the ups and the downs and all around, and still making a difference out there. So Sandy, tell them, how did you get started? What did you?
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. This is my first time, so bear with me. It was 1996, and Doug Benjamin, my neighbor, my best friend, my mentor, my homeopath, he had a clinic in Ann Arbor, and one of his clients asked him to please look at products from Enrich International. And I happened to come to that meeting in the lower level of Doug's house. And he tested these products on his equipment and said they were totally absorbable, totally efficacious. And I knew I had some health issues, which I'll talk about next, but I signed up to in 1996 just to take the products. Now, I taught school for 32 years and I had two health challenges my whole life, even as a child. One of them was I had terrible respiratory problems. I would have sore throat, swollen glands, laryngitis, sinus infections. I had pneumonia my first, 2 weeks of senior year in high school. And I just lived on antibiotics after antibiotics for decades. My other problem was I could not poop. For those older people, they may know what X-Lax is. I lived on glycerin suppositories, X-Lax. The doctors would say, oh, you go to the bathroom every 3-4 days? And yeah, well, then that's normal for you. Well, I teach colon health. That is absolutely not normal for anybody. So I had joined Unicity, and the kids, I was teaching 4th grade, were cleaning the bookshelf, and they came up to me and said, I didn't know we had a book called Prehistoric Poop. I said, give me that book. Give me that book, because how they discovered how old dinosaurs were was from their poop. But I'm going to say that I bet most of you who are watching have some prehistoric poop that you probably don't know you have. Now, how do you know that you might have all the prehistoric poop? Well, you have symptoms. Symptoms of what we say are a cranky colon. This is what it looks like. It's disgusting. But what are your symptoms of knowing that you have a cranky colon? Well, it could include muscle aches and pains, chronic fatigue, constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel, colitis, Crohn's, diverticulitis, anemia, allergies, skin conditions like psoriasis, eczema, nervousness, bruxating your teeth, respiratory diseases in your lungs, heart disease, and I say just about any symptom known to man gives you the cranky colon, because most of us do this. They put fats and junk and sugars and nitrates in our body. We get toxins, sludge, chemicals, disease, candida, parasites, which I'm a researcher, I'm like a parasitologist, fats and gas, and you get sewage coming out. But you don't want that. You want to get to a happy colon. This is what we're supposed to have, but most people don't. We are not educated to understand how important the colon is. Well, how do you get there? Well, if you put the right herbs, fiber, and nutrients, you are what you absorb, and you come out with 3 fluffy floaters. Now, what does a fluffy floater look like? I was told it's supposed to be as round as your finger to your thumb. It's supposed to be as long from your wrist to your elbow. It's supposed to float and not stink and sink and not have what people say, well, I do poop every day, but they're little pellets or little string beans. Okay, that's not good. But how do you get to the lovely colon? Well, these are the products that I take. Now, I'm going to back up because I was really taking the products for myself. But as I started to improve, for sure, my colon, I started sharing. I didn't know what I was doing My old sponsor said Sandy August does her business in a popcorn can. I had one of those Christmas popcorn cans. I didn't know what I was doing. I just was sharing all the products, and even with the teachers for sure, because teachers have the worst colons. Think about this. You get in your class at 8 o'clock, and let's say you don't have a break till 12:30. What are you going to do? You hold it in. So the teachers, I got a lot of teachers on the products. The next thing I know, I'm in business. I'm talking to parents. They say their kid doesn't poop either. So I suggested a product for them. So all of a sudden, I'm in a business, and I think my first month, I became what's known as a manager. And at that time, I think I sold $5,000 worth of products. I just couldn't keep my mouth shut because they changed my health. They changed my health. Now, what are the products that did that? And some people might be new here, so I'm not sure if they know about our Unicity cleanse.
Sandy, most of them are new to you, so you just go ahead.
Okay. Well, this is one of my favorite products in the whole world. And the Unicity cleanse comes with 3 products. I'm not going to really go into what all the products, the detail of them, but it comes with our live fiber. Now, this is not any old Metamucil, Citrusol. People say I take Metamucil. I said, yeah, did you look at the ingredients? There's food dyes. Why don't you just say, cancer, come get me faster? They cause cancer. This is psyllium and 29 herbs to support cleaning, hydrating, feeding your colon. I take a scoop every day of my life, unless I'm traveling and I can't. But if I can and I'm in one place, I take my fiber with me. I take my fiber. So this is the first product. Then most people have these parasites roaming around in the colon, and we're too acidic from all the carbs, the sugar. You want to alkalize. This product called Paraway Plus, or capsules, is just Native American time-honored herbs that help to kind of deaden the parasites, but you don't want them all floating around. So you want to get everything moving, and you can do it 2 different ways. Now, I suggest always to buy the cleanse with the aloe vera capsules, because you just take 1 a day. Now it says maybe 1 or 2, but I say take 1 a day. I've taken 1 in the morning for years. But the other, you can also get it with our Nature's Tea, which is our poop tea. It has senna. Most people don't, because they don't want to drink the tea every day. Everything's a month's supply, 30 of these, 30 of these. But I do suggest, I say, you know what, for another 16, 17 bucks, buy a box of tea, because that really cleans you up. So in addition, for me taking 1 aloe vera capsule a day, I drink the tea twice a week. There is no prehistoric poop in me anymore. Now, you are probably going to have a little gas and bloating, because you're getting rid of all the toxic gaseous stuff in there. So I suggest, when I do work with people, for them to buy our probiotics. I love the way they are now. This helps with gas and bloating. I tell people, if you have your favorite, fine, but if you don't, I love these. They come in little packets like this. You don't even have to mix it in water. You can open it. It tastes great, like berry. You can just tap it in your mouth and chew it. You do not need water, and kids love it. They put it in their hand like Lickamaid, because kids who are on antibiotics need probiotics, because it's getting rid of, that got rid of all your good bacteria you want to replenish. And I also love that it comes in these 3 packs of 10. So let's say someone doesn't want to spend $38 and say, okay, buy 10 and try it. I love my probiotic. I keep them in my purse, because let's say I ate too fast. I'm at a restaurant. I thought, oh, what did I order that for? And you have a stomach ache. So I just pop one of those. So these are really the products. that I started with when I was still teaching, and I continue to suggest doing the cleanse forever. Forever, it's the most important thing. I do want to say that I thought I had a little picture of it, but I don't know if you're aware, but 75% of your immune system is in your colon. So you want to have a very clean colon so you're not diagnosed with all autoimmune diseases. The other 25% is in your glands, but you really want to keep the immune system Spartan. And while I said it, I'm just going to say what my 3 favorite products are, especially during the virus, what to take for your immune health. These are mine. These are all Unicity. The only time I ever waver from Unicity is if I need a single herb of something, but that rarely happens. So I take 2 of our BioC, Linus Pauling's discovery. I take at least 2 Immunizin a day. I love Immunizin. When I travel and I'm going to Florida Tuesday, I will take 6 the night before and 6 in the morning. I used to get sick on an airplane or get pimples. I love Immunizin. I don't travel without it. It's the greatest. And I hadn't taken this for years, but I love SIG. It's got echinacea. It's got all these herbs that help to build. I love it. Love my SIG. So I was just segueing into that about the colon.
Okay, I want to ask you a question, Sandy. Okay, so we talked about the cleanse, and I know that you're out there and you are selling cleanse all the time, and I know that you love these products. But I remember back in 1998 that we launched a product. It was in July 1998, and it was called Injuvenate.
Oh,
You're one of the few people that I know that has taken Injuvenate every other night since 1998. And so listen to me. Would you share with everyone how old you are?
okay, I'm 73. Okay.
73. She is what I call the poster child for Injuvenate. Now, she started with our Injuvenate. That was that chocolate Injuvenate. And a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I think they switched it over into this melon. It tastes like what supposed to taste like watermelon Injuvenate. Now, it's loaded with the amino acids. And it's got an enormous amounts of GABA, which is giving you all of that drive and all of that energy and great immune system and keeping you so youthful. It's amazing. But how do you take that one now?
Okay, well, now it comes in packets. I have to be in the business to support my habit because I love every single product. It's just part of my life. It's part of my life now. So what I do, I like to mix things up, and we have fabulous powders. I mean, there isn't a powder that tastes bad. And what I'll do every other night, or maybe every, 2-3 times a week, it's not on a schedule, because it's about $120 a month, but I love it and I believe it's working. It helps your, oh gosh, I haven't said this in years, but it works with your human growth hormone, feeds your like pituitary gland. And I love it with I love to mix it with the Bio 7, which is our pre and probiotic. And you want to say something about it, Darlene, I love how these two taste together. Tastes like a creamsicle.
Correct. But the very best one that you mix it with is the Najin.
Oh, right. Well,
and you do that sometimes.
I do. Okay. got all my powder sitting over there. The Nigine grows collagen. And this is Nigine. I'm not sure you can see
And
it.
it is
But
the
Nigine.
best, it is the best collagen on the market. It just got an award and was featured in a magazine as the best collagen on the market, period.
Actually, I put this in my morning protein vegan drink every other day. I use the Bio 7 with the Injuvenate. But I have a cartel, you know.
Well, here's what I could say to people. If you want to play catch up to what Sandy's been doing with the Injuvenate, then add the Nagine to the Injuvenate at night and play
Okay.
catch up. Okay. And you really can play catch up. Make sure you drink lots of water. Make sure you have that really clean intestinal tract. And when you take that Nagine and the Injuvenate, what is going to happen is you're actually going to get what is called a niacin rush. And I honest to God, I got to tell you, people that I remember people that would phone me up and say, my husband is not going to take that anymore. He went to the emergency ward last night because he had all of this, what they call a niacin rush, the pins and needles. He thought he was having a heart attack. It's supposed to do that for you. You're supposed to feel it. Now, Sandy, I don't know if you feel it anymore.
Not a lot, not with this one. I never felt it like some people. I never felt it. I feel a little, but I know I have trouble when I'm falling asleep. And when I do it, I fall asleep better with my Injuvenate. I just do. Before I just wanted to show one thing because I'm not sure.
Okay, you can show one more thing.
Girlfriend Marilyn. Okay, now my girlfriend Marilyn went to Whole Foods and she bought the book, The Healthy Liver and Bowel Book. And she put my picture on the front of the book. And it's detoxification strategies for liver and bowel. And she puts in there by Dr. Sandy August, MD, PhD, OD, and full of shit. Now, really, this lovely lady on the back wrote it. But the funny thing was, Marilyn was having a party and she put the book by the liquor station. And all these people came up to me and said, Sandy, I didn't know you're an author. Let me get your autograph right now. It was very, very funny. So I just had to. I'm going to end this segment of it and get into the other part.
The real reason why you got invited here.
Right. The real reason. It's just that, I haven't taken an antibiotic until I had for 25 years, other than when I had the surgery and a hip replaced. And the cleanse products, I just can't talk enough about, actually any product. Okay, so now we're done with that. And
so it's 2.5 years ago. You and Doreen, two girlfriends.
3.5, but that's okay.
Okay, 3.5 years ago, you and Doreen had a really, really, really horrible car accident. And both of you were really, really badly injured. And what happened to Sandy, so we all look at Sandy and say how beautiful she is and stuff. However, we don't also recognize that Sandy still at her age dances ballet every week. With COVID here, she's doing it online, apparently doing Zooms online with ballet.
Well, my teacher might be listening. I saw that she did register, so I want to give kudos to her. We have a t-shirt, Christina's Adult Ballet Performance at Any Age. I love ballet. I take 3 to 4 classes a week. When I tell you my story, you say that can be impossible. But Christina, if you're watching, half the people of our 300, I think, are over 60 and 70. You can do it at any age.
So Sandy sustained a really nasty broken hip, correct?
Nope, pelvic. I'll show
Pelvis.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
pelvis. And I'm going to let her tell the story, and I'm going to let her show you the before x-rays and the after x-rays. Sandy, I want you to be sure that you tell them what you took.
Oh, yes, I have the
Okay.
product.
All right. So I'm
Okay.
going to, if everybody will give me permission, Sandy is such a bubbly and fun and enthusiasm. I'm just going to release her and let her tell the story to all of you. So stay with us, because this is really, really important, especially when you see the x-rays. Go ahead, Sandy.
Okay, it was July 11th, 2017, very late at night, about 12:30 a.m. My neighbor, Doug's wife, Doreen, and I were coming home from the movies. We saw a late movie. I'm sitting at the red light, 6 blocks from my house, and Doreen's next to me, and we're talking about the movie, and the light turns green, and I start moving up, but this car going 55 smashes into me, didn't T-bone me or I wouldn't be talking or alive, but right in front of that. And I didn't know, I drive Subarus, that in a Subaru, every window has an airbag, the moonroof, the back, it went off. And first of all, I thought I'm dreaming. We're screaming, we're crying. Oh my God, he hit me. I went twice that way and knocked down this expressway pole. I didn't know it. Then it hit that so much, it spun this way and knocked another pole down. And by the time it was done, the car was damaged on all four, front, back, four sides. And if I would have seen that car, I would have said that person didn't live. I guess it wasn't my time, but I didn't know what happened. I didn't know where I was. We're screaming, we're crying. I'm thinking, is this a dream or a nightmare? I don't know what's happening. So I go to open the door, and thank God my purse was in the back. I wasn't talking on the phone. And I see grass. I think, okay, where am I? Grass. And Doreen screaming, get her out. And I managed to just get out of my seatbelt, and I just fell to the ground. I thought, did I break something? Did I pull a muscle? It was excruciating pain. And luckily, some young kid, not the guy who hit me, saw it and came over. He said, are you okay? I said, no, call 911. It's horrible. So within 3 minutes, I was very impressed. Everybody came and they said, you've got to go into a trauma unit ASAP. So while they were moving me, I'm screaming. Pain was so bad. Anyway, end up in the hospital, in the ER room. Doreen and she was taken also. And we're, having x-rays, and they said, they brought big scissors and they said, we got to cut your dresses off. And Doreen and I were wearing our favorite summer dresses. No, please save my dress. Well, I don't know what's going on with me, but they cut it anyway. And they told me in ER that they didn't see much. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm in major pain. So it wasn't for 24 hours later that I finally saw the surgeon. And Doug, my neighbor, Doreen's husband, I wanted him there with me. And I said, well, what happened to me? He said, you have a severe pelvic break. And I swear, before I saw anything, my first words were, will I be able to ballet? I didn't know what I would be like. So I'm going to show you the x-ray where, all right, it's a little hard to see, but this side is a good pelvic bone. And what happened is mine kind of split about an inch right there, all the way down. So I had this gap there. I had a gap there. And I said, well, wait, how are you what are you gonna do? He said, well, we have three options. I can put two screws in at the bottom and maybe it'll hold it together while it's healing. Or I could put a 7-inch metal plate in your abdomen that you'd have to have forever, which even though I was, oh my God, I do not want that. I don't take meds. I don't want a metal plate in my abdomen for my whole life. And the third thing is he shows me on the smallest flip phone something called an external fixator. I said, well, I can't, I said, go for the fixator. I'm not putting, I'm not putting a metal plate in my abdomen. So when I woke up from the surgery, now, I don't know if you can see, but
Speak into the mic, Sandy. Speak in.
can you hear me now?
That's better. That's better.
Okay, what happened is they drilled a metal post right here and another one there, and those pinholes were excruciating pain. And this monstrosity was sticking up out of me. He showed it to me on a little screen, but that was this way. I'm going to show you. This was sticking out of me like this for 6 weeks. Now, I had an excellent surgeon. He put it in exactly millimeter the right spot so I could be in a wheelchair and sit up, but it was pretty awful. I'm not showing it to you for shock and awe, but those pinholes were excruciating pain. Nothing helped it, not the morphine. They had me on meds, and I was going crazy from the meds. I don't take meds. I happened to be in a rehab that was owned by Filipino MDs. And Doug said to them the first day that Doreen and I got in the rehab, if you don't let Sandy and Doreen take their nutritionals, you might as well not feed them because it's just food. Now, any other rehab, nursing home, I've been there with my parents, they do not allow you to. So I was blessed with having ones that did. But they had me on meds. And I have never in my whole life had high blood pressure, 195. It was ridiculous. I had anxiety, hypertension, high blood pressure, constipation, diarrhea, insomnia. I was a mess. They would jab this needle in my stomach for blood clots. I said, I don't have a blood clot. I'm up twice a day doing, physical therapy here. But the night I was lying down, I can't even describe it. I don't know if that's hypertension. It wasn't a hot flash. I felt my blood was boiling from my head to my toes. And I said, that's it. I am going off all meds. I can't take it. That's it for meds. I will just take more Unicity products. I can't deal with how my body felt. I thought I was dying, actually. So I now started on my path to heal. And a product that I think everybody in the world should be on because it's the most amazing product. I guess I should show you the 1 year later x-ray and show you how I got there. This filled in. Now this was 1 year later. I don't even know what might all fill in here now. I haven't had an x-ray. But in 1 year, the doctor said, when I said, well, how long is it going to take to grow together? And he said, that's not growing together. I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, eventually, it'll fill in with muscle, tissue, cartilage, bone. I said, I don't wait for eventually. I know what I'm going to do. So instead of taking 1 scoop of Bone Fortify a day, I took 4, 2 in the morning, 2 at night. The nurses were so nice. They put my nutritionals on their medication chart. They were amazing to me. So this product is in medical journals because it grows bone. It has calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, and I didn't know it had boron, which is like an Uber for your calcium. It helps you get it into your bones. And I told Darlene, I researched it. She said, you better tell him that if you'd be looking at on the lighter side, you would have known that, because she did a little thing. So I'm confessing that I did my own research. I read about boron. I said, wait a minute, we got boron in it. This product is amazing. So amazing that my friend broke his forearm and they had to put a 6-inch plate. And after my surgery, friend's girlfriend, he said, give me that stuff you were taking. So I gave him the bone fortified. And when it was time to take the plate out, he had to go to the surgeon, and the surgeon opens him up and goes, I got to go get a saw. I said, what do you do? Saw your arm off? What do you mean a saw? He said, what were you doing? Your bone grew over the plate. That isn't the only testimonial. My mother at 84 fell down and fractured her tailbone. And 3 weeks, and I ran in and gave her all the bone stuff behind the nurse's back because I knew it would work. We go 3 weeks later, and the orthopedic surgeon puts her first x-ray up on that screen, and then the second one 3 weeks later, and it had all this fuzzy stuff. And I go, ooh, what's that fuzzy stuff? He said, that fuzzy stuff is new bone growth. He goes, wait a minute. He looks at his chart. He said, 84, 3 weeks ago. Nobody's bones grow like that in 3 weeks at 84. So I said, well, it's in the PDR, the physician's desk reference. Would you like the information? Of course. Okay, let's see, 10 years. I'm still waiting for him to get back. Even when they see it, they don't want to sell it. So this is the first product that I know grows bone. The other product that people might not even know what BMNC is. It's been around from the Enrich days, but it stands for bone, muscle, cartilage. And when he says eventually it'll fill in, I said, I'm not waiting. I took 6 of these today. You can always take more than the recommended daily allowance, which I heard is for prisoners. So you can take more. I took 3 in the morning or 2, 2, and 2. I don't know. I was taking so much, I don't even remember. But I love the BMNC. I know that had to contribute. People have said to me, well, Sandy, it might have filled in anyway. I said, there's no proof, and I don't care. I know by my results that it filled in. Now, my other favorite product is joint mobility, which Darlene said, confess, because on the internet, I must have looked up turmeric, and there was this 45-minute presentation from this doctor who I knew wanted to sell his turmeric. But he said turmeric doesn't work as well unless it has boswellic acid with it. And I went, oh my God, boswellic acid is in here. I didn't even know it was. And Darlene said, well, you would have been on the lighter side. You would have found out. Okay, but I did my own research. So now I had the side that the hip was broken, or the pelvic bone. That hip was half arthritic. I know the accident didn't cause it, it exacerbated it. But I thought, okay, I need the joint mobility for my joints. I'm up and down in that, wheelchair, which I was in the wheelchair for 3 months, in a rehab 3 months. I had my girlfriend Gail come to my house, get me this, that. I had my little apartment there. So the joint mobility, I take 2 a day, every day. This is what keeps me balanced. I know it. I love the joint mobility. It used to be glucosamine and sharp cartilage. That's old. Now it's turmeric, boswellic acid, and other things. So those basically were the 3 products that I took. But also, I was taking everything else in the rehab because I went off the meds. Now, once they pulled that thing out of me, I could sleep because I was like this for 6 weeks. So that got better because I could sleep and I could turn. And all I can tell you is I did all the cleanse products, and I took, another favorite product is SKB. People might say, what's SKB? It stands for kidney bladder. I drink a lot of water. I got a little weak bladder. I took it when I was in the rehab, and I take 2 a day every day for 3.5 years. I love it. I love it. I love keeps your urinary tract clean. Now, the doctors and the nurses were shocked that I wasn't on 2 blood pressure meds, or I wasn't taking the stool softener. I said, why don't you give everybody an aloe vera here instead of that stool softener? They're so constipated from their meds. The doctors, the MDs, and the nurses and the aides were so unbelievably amazed that they bought my products. The doctors who were from the Philippines bought my products. My friend said only Sandy would set up shop in a rehab. So I had a big long closet. I ordered products. I ordered, the protein drinks for the aides. The owner, this woman, she said, well, I got to lose 20 pounds. I put her on the balance. I mean, I sold a lot of products to the doctors because nobody could believe that I'm not on medications. I said, meds don't belong in my body. They were killing me. So the 2 things that I contribute to my healing and why I'm back doing strenuous ballet 3-4 times a week, intermediate, advanced. I'm not on point because my toes are too skinny, but the 2 things were for sure the Unicity products. I don't care. People say, well, you could have taken other. I said, I don't care. I took them and they worked. And the other thing was my attitude. I did not feel sorry for myself. I would get texts and emails and cards. Oh, Sandy, you must feel like you're in prison there. I was there for 3 months. It was like my home. I said, no, this is my healing center. I'm not going home till I can walk or dance. So your attitude, people say, well, put it on Facebook. I said, I don't want sympathy. Yes, people came to visit me, and it was shock and awe to see that thing sticking out because they couldn't believe, it was a bad 6 weeks. But, I survived it. And once I got out of the wheelchair after 3 months and was able to walk, I didn't know if I'd be wobbly. I didn't know how I would be because I hadn't stepped down in 3 months. But I got up, I walked straight, and I thought, oh my God, this is a miracle. I didn't know how I would be. My accident was July 11th, and I went back to ballet in April. I had 6 months of therapy, and I thought, okay, I still can't get my leg up on the bar. Christina knows I have to get a stool because, between my hip replaced and the broken pelvic, I can do the dance. I just can't get it way up there. So that is my story of healing, and I owe it to my attitude and to Unicity International, which I still feel has the finest products on the planet.
Thank you, Sandy. You are delightful. I say she's just like a wild horse, and I would not ever try to hold you back or hold back this story. Like Nippy Watson said, don't you miss those old days with the live meeting? Nippy, you just sat at home in London, Ontario. Sandy's in Detroit, Michigan, and we just seen a live meeting. And she wouldn't be any different in a live meeting with 10 people. And how wonderful it is to have people from Malaysia, and Alice Yim was here from Singapore and stuff. This is incredible to be able to do this live right here with everybody. And I personally am thanking Doug Collins for pushing me and say, you've got to be able to do this, Darlene, so that people can really experience all of this. And thank you, Sandy. You're just a little bundle of energy. And she is, ladies and gentlemen, just this little wee tiny thing. And she's really fine bones. So for her to make this kind of recovery is absolutely amazing. And not to say, I promise you what I know also about the Injuvenate and all the products that you were taking and that collagen that you're taking is so important to what that healing that that you have experienced. It would not have been the same without the Injuvenate and the collagen. I promise you that.
I don't disagree. I feel
And
everything added to my,
everything, absolutely. So thank you. So next week, everybody, my guest is going to be Rick Jordan. Now, Rick Jordan is going to, it's not going to be quite like you've seen Rick Jordan before. Rick Jordan is going to talk about himself and his story through Unicity. Yes, he's going to talk about the business, but he's going to talk about his whole story and his whole journey. And I know that you're going to love Rick Jordan is the most successful distributor in North America with Unicity. No, and this man did it with a committed 1 hour a day. Now, I've known Rick Jordan for years and years, and I know 1 hour a day was what he started this business with. And he's going to help you understand how that can compound and create a rolling business for you that just change. Not only does it change the life of Rick Jordan, but it changes every single life that it trickles down on. Not only did these products change Sandy August's life, but it also changed all the lives that she trickles on down to. Like Anna Vickers was here tonight, and I don't know how many people have joined this group now because of the invitation to hear Sandy. So here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. This video is staying up here in this Facebook page. It gets saved here to this Facebook page, but it stays here on the Facebook page. And so it is, this is part and parcel to make us special, pull us together, make us a team, make us a group in North America so that everybody can grow and move together and learn together and experience meeting these great people. And I promise you, I have another little surprise, a family surprise coming in a couple of weeks. But right now, I'm going to ask you to say goodnight. It's a little long, but it's not long at all. Sandy, you just helped the time just zip right on by and nobody's ever going to complain. And we didn't lose anybody. I'm watching the numbers and we didn't lose anybody. So there you go. And so this is going to be fun. And Sandy, have your people come and see your video. And hey, just everybody, make life different. Make a difference every single day. And may God deeply and richly bless all of you and keep you healthy and happy and prosperous this year. And see you next week with Mr. Jordan. Aha. There you go. Thank you, Sandy.
thank you for listening.
Good night.